What's a SPAC? SPAC stands for Special Purpose Acquisition Company, and it's also known as a blank check company. So what a SPAC is a company that is formed to acquire another company. So a SPAC does not have any commercial operations, and it raises money through an IPO for investors to funnel money into the SPAC in order for it to identify a acquisition target and to acquire that company. So what happens if the SPAC does not identify an acquisition target? Well, the money that investors put in is put into a trust, and the trust can invest in stocks, commodities to grow that money. And usually there's a deadline of 18 to 24 months for the acquisition, and if there is no acquisition, the money is returned to the investors. But if there is an acquisition, the SPAC and the company merge to form a publicly traded company. What's the De-SPAC process? The De-SPAC process is the merger process between a SPAC and its acquisition target. Basically, the shareholders of the acquired company receive shares of the new company or cash. Why go public through SPACs? The three main reasons why companies decide to go public through SPACs is first, price certainty and control, because when you do a SPAC acquisition, you can negotiate the price and have more certainty over it. And second, to take advantage of the management expertise of the SPAC company, because the acquired company can take advantage of the SPAC company's expertise. And lastly, to bypass the traditional IPO process, which has its own inconveniences. How investors evaluate SPACs? Because SPACs do not have any commercial operations, there's not much for investors to go off of. The main purpose of the SPAC is to acquire an acquisition target. So investors mainly evaluate the SPAC by looking at its management or sponsors, who are mostly the same people. And they want to do this to make sure that the SPAC is managed by people capable of identifying and acquiring a good acquisition target, and also capable of delivering expertise assistance to that target if necessary. Last but not least, why form SPACs? Why does anyone do anything in business? Mainly to make money. And a SPAC gives you an opportunity to acquire a private company early before it gets really big and expensive.